Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, on tonight's episode, I'm going to cover something that, quite honestly, I'm glad Fox News put the article out. It's linked in the description box below. But the important thing that they did here is they actually connected the dots of things that the pro-2A side of the argument has been connecting forever. You cannot legislate morality. You cannot out-criminal someone with a law. They're going to criminal no matter whatever they want to do. Now, what they're specifically focusing on is the violence that is happening by bad people occurring with guns across the planet, the world. That's the important piece here, because it's not just like the left wants you to believe it's only in America, it's our evil gun culture, the epidemic of gun violence, insert platitude here, but it's also happening in extreme gun control zones planet-wide. Multiple instances are covered in this article. Like I said, in the description box below, I cannot wait to hear what you guys think of this one, and this is one you send out to somebody that you know who's kind of on the fence, gun control or gun rights, because this points to something bigger than the fact that we have freedom here. It points to something you cannot legislate out immorality from someone's heart. If they're going to do evil, they're going to try to do evil. But let's get it. I'm going to do a quick word from our sponsor and then walk you through the entire thing. Now, I know a lot of you out there like to repair and upgrade your own guns. If you're looking for a way to take your hobby to the next level, Sonoran Desert Institute can help. The online programs at SDI cover armorer courses, gunsmithing, ballistics, woodworking and finishes, shooting sports management, and more. Plus, all the tools and materials shipped directly to your door. It's never been a better time to get an education that you can actually use on the job, so what are you waiting for? Visit SDI in the description box below, and thank you so much to SDI for making the videos this week possible. But let's get into this article, because I'm really looking forward to hear what you guys think of this, because this is crucial that they're putting this out here from a mainstream publication. All right. Countries with strict gun control hit by recent mass shootings and gun violence. Denmark, South Africa, and Sweden have all attempted to combat gun violence despite strict restrictions. That's pointing to the fact that gun control zones and regimes do not make you impervious to gun violence, air quotes. It's bad people using guns. It's the people, not the tool. No matter what tool you use, it's still the outcome, right? But let's keep going. I want to walk you through this because this is interesting. South Africa, Denmark, and Sweden have been combating a wave of gun violence and mass shootings despite strict gun control laws in all three countries. All three countries. They're not even bringing into the fact that Japan is on here. You've seen similar things in Russia in the past months. You've got things across the United States that are occurring. This is not a localized regional thing. This is a hearts of man problem. Let's continue. I don't want to go on my soapbox just yet. South Africa was the latest to see a mass shooting, with at least 19 people being killed in two separate shootings last week in Johannesburg and Pietermaritzburg. In Johannesburg, 15 people were killed and many more injured when a gunman opened fire on patrons in a bar. A similar scene played out the same night in Pietermaritzburg, where two men entered an area bar and opened fire on patrons there, killing 4 people and injuring 8. Now, if this were in the United States, it would be epidemic of gun violence. It would be easy access to guns is the problem. We need to ban everything on the site. The only problem is, in South Africa, where this is occurring, they already have extreme gun control. Check this out. This is what they have here. The two shootings happened despite tight gun regulations in the country, with gunpolicy.org rating South Africa's firearm regulations as restrictive. Civilians in the country are not allowed to possess semi-automatic weapons without a special endorsement, while handgun ownership is permitted, but only after obtaining a license under specific circumstances. That right there is the gun control left's dream for America. Still failed. You're seeing similar numbers as well. Their whole argument of, well, you can reduce the impact because they have magazine bans and they can't reload fast enough and gives time to people to run away. Fail blog. Not correct. Let's keep going. Denmark has similarly restrictive gun regulations, with gunpolicy.org also classifying the country's laws as restrictive. But the strict laws were unable to prevent last week's mass shooting at a mall in Copenhagen, where a lone gunman opened fire on shoppers, killing 3 people and injuring 7 more. So let's see what the Danish citizens have to go through when they have to actually get their gun right privileges. Danish citizens hoping to obtain a license to own a firearm have to prove there's a genuine reason to own a gun and pass a background check including criminal and mental health, while the government keeps a record of citizens that are currently allowed to buy, own, or sell guns, national registries. I can't wait for the gun left over here in the United States to say, well, this is actually more proof that it works, because that's exactly what they did when Japan's gun control laws failed, when a former prime minister was assassinated by a homemade weapon. Gun control laws are going to fail because all you're doing is legislating those that would actually listen to the laws. Criminals are not going to say, oh man, I was going to, but now that law's in place, you got me. Now I'll be a good, upstanding citizen. Not going to happen. That's why this is so important. This argument is bigger than what the left is leading it into. The sudden wave of violence comes at the same time as multiple high-profile mass shootings have also rocked the U.S., with many calling for an increase in firearm regulations in the aftermath. Again, trying to get us back to places like Denmark, like South Africa, like Japan. They do not work, and all these cases in point don't work as well. They prove that. You've got all the red flag laws in the world in Illinois and in New York. You've got red flags across the board with police ignoring it in Uvalde, Texas. You've got places in Indiana in the FedEx facility where you've got red flag laws, again, ignored. All of these things point to the fact that gun legislation and gun safety laws do nothing but restrict the rights of law-abiding citizens. This is not about a, quote, gun fetish. This is not about anything other than the fact that you're trying to restrict the rights, and the consequence of restricting the rights is those that are legal and law-abiding are being penalized because criminals are going to criminal. You're seeing this worldwide on the entire globe, and that is why I wanted to cover this, and that's also why I'm excited to see something like this in a mainstream article. Because this is the type of stuff that can change hearts and minds, because there is a problem, but it's not the freedom tool, it is the individual's heart. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments field below, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.